on.
You already know it's your boy, the Maniac. And welcome to another episode of 15 Rounds of Boxing Podcast, presented to you by, yeah, you see it, Four Corners Boxing, baby.
Four corners.
Tonight, as you see right now, is just me and my brother, the heavyweight champ of the world. Mo, that is the heavyweight champ, Mo. We waiting on our brother Uno. He'll be joining us later, and we definitely expect the CEO Fight Night X to join us a little later. You know, he working, he busy. Might have Norbs join us, might have Absolutely Boxing join
Never
us.
know who pops up.
We never know who pops up when Four Corners is on, man. But anyway, Mo, my brother, the heavyweight champ, man, how you feeling?
I'm good, my brother. I'm good. Blessed and highly favored, man. Like my man Ryan said, blessed, highly favored.
Hey.
Yeah, man. I'm having a good day. Today was a good day. Blessed to see another day. And yeah, man, all is well, brother. How about you? How was your day?
Yeah, it was good, man. You know, another day of work, just there. You know, grinding, doing what I gotta do. You know, I'm just blessed, man. You know, there was a fight yesterday.
Who's that?
Trump and Kamala.
Well, we saw that one.
Body shot. He dropped a bing.
Yeah.
Her corner stopped it. I mean, to be honest, listen, I'm not a political guy. I don't vote. I'm sorry. People could get mad at me. That's my choice. I'm not one of those that's into politics. No, I know some people get real out of whack, and that's just not me. So that's that. But you know, Trump is our new president again. And we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You know, it is what it is. I look at it this way. Like you just said, we'll see how it play out. We've seen what happened 4 years. We've rolled it out for 4 years. A lot wasn't accomplished in 4 years. Let's see what he can do in 4 and see what he can bring to the table.
Copy.
You know, him and his administration.
Okay,
Absolute. Cool. What's up, brother?
Okay, I see. So listen, man, you know how we get down here in 15 rounds of boxing. We normally do 15 rounds depending how much boxing is going on in the world. When it's not too busy, we do 10 rounders, we do 12 rounders. Today is going to be a 12 rounder, not a full 15. So we're going to get right to the meat and potatoes, man. The fight of last weekend, which was the rematch in Verona, New York, between WBC champion Robinson Conceição against Oshaki Foster. As we know, in the first fight, I don't think it's no one to debate it. It was robbery in plain sight.
That's it.
It was disgusting. But they got the rematch. Shaki got his rematch. He got his get back.
Yeah.
Mo, talk to me. What was your thoughts on the fight? And did you think the judges got it right this time?
I just actually finished watching the fight, like about 30 minutes ago. And I think the judges got it right. I think Conceição started off strong, you know, in the first 5 rounds or so, and then he started tiring himself out. Oshaki started doing a lot of counter punching, and he listened to his coaches. He didn't leave it in the judge's hand. And it just showed that he learned from his loss. You know, I'm not leaving in the judge's hand. I'm a counter punch. I'm going to be more aggressive. He was more aggressive this fight. He wasn't as laid back and used just his boxing skills. Because as he's learned in the first fight, the boxing skills alone aren't going to just get you the points. I mean, getting the points ain't just going to win you the fight off of boxing skills. You got to really make the judges go, ooh, okay, and sway their opinion and their judgment towards you and your favorite. So I think Oshaki did well. I did wish at moments he threw his hands a little bit more. I really wish he was out there just letting them things go, like the dog that I know he is. But at the same time, I think he was trying to not get caught by Conceição, because as we know, it does take one punch, and he respected Conceição because Conceição's got power. He got some pop. He's not a knockout artist, but he got some pop that can, give you the spaghetti legs. So Oshaki's team played it really well, being aggressive, definitely counterpunching. And I like what I heard in his corner. When he throw one, you throw one. When he throw, you throw one or two. Keep being active. And I think his activity got him the fight in his favor, and he won. And like his ring attire said, he's a two-time champ. He's a two-time champ. Yo, Absolute, what's going on? I'm gonna bring Absolute on. Absolute. What's up, my brother?
Yep.
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to you, man.
Oh, peace and blessings to you, my brother. Yes.
Yeah. So you heard what Maniac said. We're just giving a rundown on Oshaki and Conceição fight. Big rematch in Corona.
Yeah. Absolutely. We was on. We did a live on Sunday. Me and Johnny. He got on. We pretty much recap, but on our show, we gotta still do it. So, I'm not going to put too much time in it. Look, it was simple. A lot of what you said, Mo, was pretty much right on it. Both fighters did fight better. They both let their hands go a little more, not like extremely more.
Yeah,
but they did. It was a decent fight. Not a fight that I want to, I was like, yay. But it was good. It was a little more exciting. Shout to Oshaki. He did get his get back. He got his belt back. Should have never lost it in the first place. So at least justice was served. And it was a close fight. Let's be clear. That was not no easy win. Some people had it a draw. A lot of people had it a draw, actually. So I could definitely see it like that. Some people felt Conceição won. I could kind of see it that way too. It was just that kind of fight. But regardless, I'm not mad with the decision. I'm okay with Oshaki getting it. I just did kind of see him working a little more, not by a mile. But, like you said, Conceição is not a fighter, man, you can't take lightly. That dude will put you on your butt. And every fighter, the only fighter to really beat him definitively was Shakur Stevenson. And he didn't even look good doing it. He beat him. So, the Valdez fight, the Navarrete fight, that just shows you what kind of fighter Conceição is. So, whenever you're in there with him, you got to be ready. So, absolutely, again,
Norbs, what's up, my guy?
What's good, guy?
Yo, Norbs, what up, champ?
Hey, Norbs.
What's good, brother? Hold on. I got to fix my camera.
Get your stuff. No problem.
Hey, Maniac. Yeah. We gotta do a swap, right? I gotta get you to T.
Hey, the four corners, baby. We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you right, champ. Four corners. Our shit is fire flavor, baby. We like that Benny on Christmas Day out the oven.
It's fire. Look at it. That's fire.
I like that.
I like it.
I like that.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
talk to us. Conceição. Oshaki forced a rematch. What was your thoughts on it? Do you think the judges got it right?
Yeah, real quick. I don't want to regurgitate what Mo said. Just want to add a couple of things. I think what we talked about before is that we do not want to see a third fight. We do not want to see, because we know for a fact that Foster won the first fight 1,000% clearly, and he was actually robbed, right? We all throw that term out very loosely, but that was an actual robbery.
Absolutely.
So both fighters fought harder, but like you're saying, it could have been a draw, could have went Conceição, could have went Foster. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm just glad they gave the belt back to Foster. They gave the belt back to Foster and leave it at that. So like now, the only thing that Foster has is a L on his record, which doesn't really matter. He has 2 now or 3 now. Mm-hmm. That doesn't matter. So, I mean, he got his belt back. All the wrongs were righted. Now we can move on into the division and do bigger and better things. That's it.
Perfect. Norbs, my brother.
What's good, bro?
I heard you voted for Obama yesterday, so
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm a Trump man.
We're gonna leave the politics off this one.
No. I'm just kidding. Norbs is my guy. So Norbs, just real quick, man. We in round one. Round one, we're talking the Oshaki Conceição fight. What was your thoughts on that fight? And did you feel the judges got it right?
Honestly, I feel like it was a bag full of assholes of a fight. I'd rather watch paint dry. It was boring. I never want to see either of those guys fight again. Just being honest. Oshaki won, but I wouldn't tune in to watch him fight again. It was extremely boring. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot how boring the first fight was, but this one was worse. Like, it was kind of crazy. I mean, they got the decision right. He got the belt. Let's see where he goes from there. I don't really see him being much of a force moving forward, in my opinion. But they got the decision right. There was a lot of fights going on that night. Who else fought? What's the fight? Fondora fought. There was a lot of fights going on, but
yeah, that was the other. We'll get to that card. That was on the Schofield card. Yeah. Gabriella.
Yeah.
Someone says Efron Serrano says judges might have stole this one from Conceição this time.
That's my man. Yo, E, what up, E?
Hey, that's your opinion.
Some people felt that way. So listen, man, it was across the board.
Shout out to Dollar Bill.
Dollar, what up, baby? So across the board, we all agree with the winner. Now, round two, right to it. What is next for both fighters? Mo, we're gonna start with you.
Conceição is gonna be active, so Bob is gonna use him wherever he see fit. The dude's got 17. He's like a cat with 9 lives. He's got 9 title shots, man. It's like, what? This is number 4. So it's like, but he's entertaining. So you know what I'm saying? Like, you got a guy that's gonna be a guy that's not gonna back down. That's gonna be entertaining. He's gonna put the pressure on you. He's gonna be a guy that they're gonna use. I'm not gonna say he's not a gatekeeper, so I won't say he's a gatekeeper, but he's a guy that they're gonna use in the sense of, okay, we got a prospect that we might want to test out. Let's give him a Conceição. Or we got
he might be. Yeah, he might be.
He getting close.
He might be gay. He getting close there.
Gatekeeper-ish.
Yeah.
You know, so he's gonna be one of those type of guys that's gonna push certain fighters to see if they got the goods. As far as Oshaki goes, you know, he got to sit back at the drawing table, see what he wants to do, whether he wants to unify, whether he wants to go for undisputed, or whether he wants to, you know, move up into another weight class. So, you know, that's what he's gonna have to decide with his next team. I mean, with his team, and see what's best next. I think these 2 fights weren't his best performances. As a whole, the first one was it was okay. This one, he learned from his first mistakes. I think moving forward, we're gonna really have to see what else he got in his toolbox, because like, I'm not sure what else he got. I want to see more from Oshaki, because I really think he's better than what he's been in his last 2 performances. And I don't know if that's just based off the opponent that he's had, that he hasn't been able to really get in his bag and get off some of those skill sets off, or he's just at his plateau and he's at his ceiling. So we'll see. He's going to have to definitely fight an elite guy. I would like to see him fight another champ in that weight class.
All right.
Navarrete?
Huh?
You want to see Navarrete? Whatever his name is?
Yeah.
Navarrete, the winner of Navarrete and Oscar Valdez would be a great fight.
Yeah.
I love Navarrete, bro. I ain't
But
gonna
the rumor of that
Navarrete
is
is good. And Oscar Valdez got a lot of heart. So either one of those guys is definitely a great test for him.
Yeah. So let's finish going around. Absolutely. What would you like to see from both fighters?
Yeah, that's pretty simple for me. Conte Sal, I think having his title loss now has to get back, and I think Abraham Nova would be a good fight for him. So I think Conte Sal, Abraham Nova, and Styles make fights, and I think both of them would actually give us an entertaining boxing puncher match. It's not gonna light the world on fire, but it will be relatively entertaining to see how because Abraham Nova has been in the mix. It's like Abraham Nova has that championship caliber talent, but it's like it seems like it gets snatched away from him. So to be able to have a Conte Sal win on the record, because now Conte Sal now beat Foster. He took Navarrete to a draw. So right, so Conte Sal is in that mix. And then I also saw the rumors that the winner of the Navarrete Valdez rematch is going to fight Oshaki Foster.
That's
the rumors that's thrown out there. So that's what I would like to, and I'm in on it. So I would like to see Nova, Conte Sal, and all this can be done on the same card. Nova, Conte Sal, and also winner of Navarrete Valdez fight Oshaki Foster for a unification bout.
Yeah, man, that shit is, you're right, man. That'll be beautiful on the same card. I agree. Ray 4-1 smoke with Shock now. Okay, I know they've been going back and forth on social media, but we tired of the social media fights. We want fights in the ring.
Twitter warriors.
Yeah, Nova got bad luck. Yeah, Nova's like that commercial with the old man when he's fishing. He's like, you gotta be quicker than that. That's him with the titles. Every time he get a shot, the win is right there, and it's just yanked back.
Yeah. So Norbs, what would you like to see from both fighters, Conceição or Oshaki Foster?
Well, I mean, to be honest, like I love to see unifications. I think fighters should see greatness, right? And I think unifying the belt and being undisputed kind of shows where as a competitor where you should be, instead of these fighters that are just avoiding the comp, and you know what I mean. So I would love to see a matchup with Navarrete. I like Navarrete, to be honest with you. Like, I think he's a savage, throws a lot of punches, is active. I don't think any of those guys beat him, to be perfectly honest. But and even the winner or loser of that one could fight Jose Jean, whatever his name is. That would be kind of dope. But definitely a unification would be dope between Foster and the winner of Valdez and Navarrete, to be honest with you.
Definitely.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely a good top rank.
No. And just I agree. I'm also heavy on the unification. That Conceição opponent, absolutely, bro. I didn't even think of that. So Nova Conceição, yes, sign me up right now. And yes, Oshaki. The good thing about him, he's not the most exciting fighter, but he is a dog, and he's with the smoke. So if Navarrete is there after the Valdez fight, we could see Oshaki Navarrete. And man, Mo, I love Navarrete. He Area 51 resident because he bring it. Even though we do see him, he's kind of at the tail end. But he's still dangerous and he's still very exciting. So it'll be interesting to see Oshaki Navarrete. But
the pressure is crazy. I mean,
that'll definitely be. Well, and I don't even know why we get in the rematch. He cooked Valdez. So that's top rank, just looking out for Valdez. There was no rematch warranted. But the politics of boxing, how it is. Listen, moving on, man. Round 3, right? Round 3. So we also had an undercard. Real quick, we just gonna run through it. We ain't gonna spend time. We had Abraham Nova. He opened up the card. Many felt he was robbed. We also had my man Bruce Mills. He's from Syracuse. He's a Caucasian.
That fight wasn't even close.
Yeah, he's more of a local. He's a New York fighter. Like I say, he's from Syracuse. Talk
about your boy. Your boy got that get back.
The co-main event, we had my man Raymond Murataya. Finally, he looked the part.
That's what he looked like.
I was very high on him from the beginning. His last 2 fights, were very subpar, but now he showed that he's a player at 135. So we'll see what happened. Again, this time I'm gonna swing it back. Absolutely. Talk to me. The undercard of the Oshaki Conceição. How did you like it?
Yeah. So like I mean, starting with Abraham Nova versus Galindo. Is that how you say it? Galindo.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't think Nova got robbed, and people think that's. I think that's again. I think somebody's thrown out a term loosely. Personally, I believe that was a competitive fight because the styles they were using. Nova did not box enough. He was not active enough against Galindo, and Galindo was looking for that power. He was looking.
He got hit with a lot of counter shots.
He did, and he was looking. You're right, but he was looking for them shots. So Nova's counter shots that were landing didn't affect Galindo, but Galindo was affecting Nova. Yeah. I thought Nova was going to go down quite a few times.
He had one episode. Yeah, he got the spaghetti legs from him.
Yes, he did. So, all that stuff's taken into account again. And Galindo was the aggressor, and Nova was on his bike. So, again, to say that Nova got robbed, I think a split majority decision was actually good for that. Murataya, like I think he's huge for the weight class, right? He's huge he's in super light, correct? 140.
He's at 135.
He's at 135. He's at lightweight.
Yes, he's at lightweight.
He's fought at 140.
He can fight at 154. He's huge. He is massive for the weight class. And I don't think that anybody. I think that's why he hasn't gotten his shot. And I think that when people catch him on the wrong day, which if you had him against like Secure or anything like that, if you had him against, I think that Tank is even nervous about getting in with that big boy because I think Tank thinks he can get put to sleep by old big man because he is a massive man at 135.
Are you saying he a weight bully at that division?
Look, Swift Jared Hurd.
Yeah,
Jared Hurd.
Yeah,
Swift Jared Hurd is like the ultimate weight bully. And then but he got humbled by Philly's own J-Rock, Julian Williams. But yeah, I mean, weight bullies, it's a thing, in this era of which it hasn't been that long, the era of weight cutting and rehydrating. That's why we see the rehydration clause. You have these guys that are massive for their size. And I just think that 135, I think any champion, any contender at 135 is nervous to fight Murataya.
Copy. All right. No. Did you see the undercard of the Conceição Oshaki Foster?
Nah, I caught like the tail end of it, to be honest with you, of that fight. I seen the split decision, but I had my parents to tell, so I kind of was flipping.
All right, cool. All right. So then, Mo, just quickly, the undercard of the Oshaki Foster Conceição, what was your thoughts on the undercard fights?
Brian Mills, good fight. He dominated being a smaller guy, put on a good show in New York. The heavyweight, the one that opened up, that was a crazy fight. That heavyweight fight that opened up in the prelims, where homeboy got hit with the overhand right, drop big boy.
Yeah. I mean, we're not going that far. We're not going that far. It's the main call.
Murataya, he did what he had to do. I'm glad to see him back, especially after the fight that he had with Tevin Farmer, which was a close one, which was a very close fight.
Yeah.
And this is the Murataya that I was intrigued to watch and that took my interest in watching him, and I think with him, like absolutely say, he is a big boy at 135. He is being a weight bully. Him being consistent. It's just now is consistency with him because he's been having these roller coaster performances. And it's like he's fighting to his competition with some of his fights that shouldn't have been close at all. So it's good to see him get back in the win. I know now, with that being said, they said before the fight, he's ranked number 2 in the WBO and the WBC. So he definitely will be getting a title shot. He's knocking on the door with one of them champs at 135. So somebody going to open the door.
All right.
And if I'm not mistaken, WBO, the WBC is Shakur's and the WBO I think that belongs to
The WBO is
I think that belongs to Danny, right? The Ukrainian.
Dennis Barinchik.
Barinchik. Yeah, get him back because he took that belt and ran the hostage with it.
Yeah. He's just been MIA. So yeah, well, like I said, solid on the card, decent main event, but also on that same night on the Zone, we had another card headlined by Kid Austin, named Floyd Schofield. He fought Rene Guidon. He fought a Mexican fighter. Listen, Norbs, did you get to watch that fight?
Oh yeah, I definitely watched that one.
So let's get right to that fight, man. What was your thoughts on that Guidon and Schofield fight?
To be honest with you, I felt like Kid Austin's a kid. He's literally a kid, right?
22 years old. Only he's young, 22
years old. I feel like a lot of these boxers, they struggle with balancing the outside of boxing as well as the inside. What I mean by that is, I feel like they put a lot of pressure on themselves. Like, before that, he was going back and forth with Shakur Stevenson. And possibly he called him out, called him a bitch, all types of stuff, whatever. And I feel like he added that pressure to himself in this fight and wanted to be, he wanted an impressive win so he can justify calling out Shakur. And kind of underestimated his opponent and couldn't hurt him. He really wanted to put on a show. He wanted to knock him out and couldn't, have put himself in harm's way. And, fell off his stool. He missed the stool. He got wobbled a couple times.
He did miss the stool.
Wasn't listening to his father. And when I'm watching the fight, when he was just jabbing and using his athleticism, because he's very athletic. He's very athletic. He could have easily won the fight just doing that. And it seemed like he just really wanted to put this guy away, to put himself in that division with the names like a Shakur, like a Gervonta, the big names in that division. And, kind of, people are kind of killing him for that stuff. But to me, I think it's a learning experience. He's only 22 years old. But he definitely won that fight. But he definitely, to me, he needs to learn a lot more. But having said that, I do believe that happens. Sometimes you run into that fighter that you don't know. I never heard of the guy who he fought. And we all know.
Neither did we.
Yeah, everybody knows the Mexican shit. I think he was Mexican.
Yeah, he was. He was
Mexican.
It's on another level. And he was taking some shots that I was like, damn, dog. Like, and you could tell he was like, yo, he's still standing there. He even said it after the fight. So I think it was a good learning experience, but I think he got caught up with trying to be over impressive and not sticking to the game plan and put himself at risk. But he didn't. He won the fight. But that's kind of my take on that.
Good. No. Good breakdown. And you definitely brought up a great point regarding the, trying to do more than he needed to due to the them social media's interactions. But anyway, Mo, my brother, Schofield, Rene Guidon. It was a 12-round fight. What was your thoughts on it? What was your thoughts on Kid Austin's performance?
Like Norb said, I gotta agree. I think he put too much pressure on himself, and I'm gonna say it. I think his father puts too much pressure on him because his father's another version of Bill 2.0. And when you're doing this to your kids, it's more damage than helping them. Like you're making checks that your kid probably can't cash.
Yet.
And what's happening is you're having fighters foaming at the mouth like, yeah, I can't wait to get this mother effer in the ring. I'm going to destroy him. So you got to really continue to be humble, move up the rankings. Yeah, you've got some great victories. And I like Kid Austin. I like his style. I think he has potential. I think he has dog in him. I think he has a lot of great skill sets. And I think he can be a world champion down the line. But I think his kryptonite is his father with doing too much yapping. Because you're doing too much of that yapping. And like Norb just said, you did all that yapping, and now your son has a difficult fight against a very tough Mexican fighter which we know Mexicans are one of those breeds that are very difficult to beat. Like they are literally the epiphany of I'll die in this ring. That's how you're gonna win. So if you're not willing to die in the ring and you're fighting one of those type of Mexicans that's like you say, Maniac, a car going downhill with no brakes, it's gonna be a rough night for you. And I think
all gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes. I think that's what we saw with Schofield in that. And he did face adversity. He got knocked down, of course, but it's what you do after you got knocked down. Do you tap out? Do you give up on a fight? Yeah, he got the spaghetti legs. We saw it. He totally missed that stool. He totally missed the stool. But it's what he did to recuperate and gather himself afterwards that I was more interested in seeing, and how he finishes the fight. And we saw that he can finish the fight. It's now of adding more skill sets to your toolbox and developing yourself into a future world champion. Because if you perform, and we all can agree here, if you perform like that, and Timothy Bradley even said it, and I don't agree all the time with Timothy Bradley when you perform like that against elites of the Shakurs, of the Tanks, you lunch meat, plain and simple. So just keep getting better at your craft. Don't listen with the outside world. And like you said, Norbs, try to keep the personal and keep the fight. And with this generation, it's sometimes tough because the Twitter fingers and all of that, they bring in the ring and it can show in your performance. But I think Schofield will be all right. And he just got to get better. But I would like to see eventually him getting a new coach, honestly. I think they need to bring in a new set of eyes, because I think his father brought him to where he can bring him, and now it's time to take him to that next level. He needs an elite coach.
Yeah. So look, I think let's be clear. He's only 22 years old. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So he's learning. He's still wearing diapers. He's a baby. So he has a lot of potential, right?
Yes.
As far as his father, I'm not gonna jump out the window and say he has to go now. Let's give it another fight or two to really determine, you know what? Yeah, he's really the problem. Again, I think his father needs to control his emotions, because I think he was seeing his son's performance and it wasn't to the standard that he wanted. So he did yelling, bro, just take it easy. You remember, you're the voice of reasoning for the fighter, man. You need to be there calm in the storm. So he needed to go in there and be like, listen, son, relax. What are you doing? You're getting too reckless. Stay on the outside. You quicker than this guy. He's too slow. Bro, just give him regular instructions. You mad because you seen what you seen. Now I think his father is saying, oh, here we go. Now they're going to go on social media. They're going to cook me. And that's the problem, that everything is social media. So I'm tired of that. He needs to the pops need to go in there and just be the trainer. Forget the outside noise. And Schofield, listen, we saw Shushu in his last fight not look good. So we got to give Schofield the benefit of the doubt as well. This just was a fight. And he won definitively. Let's be clear. This wasn't, it could have gone either way. No. So I think he'll get better, right? We'll see, though. And I need about 2 more fights. I'm going to really determine if the father's the problem.
Can I add to that?
Go ahead.
Well, the father-son dynamic, I think, is important. I think you hit it on the head. But the problem is this. Fathers, when they talk to their sons sometimes, it's more of a scold. The coach is supposed to coach. So to separate that is I think fathers, it becomes difficult. We've seen problems with Teofimo Lopez, with his dad. Devin Haney maybe overstepping his boundaries. Heck, Shane Mosley's dad, when Shane Mosley and him separated. I feel like, when the father-son dynamic is very touchy. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy. I just interviewed Joseph Brown, who just got signed to Mayweather Promotions. He's supposed to be the next big guy. coming out, and his father is his coach. But what I was impressed by that was his father reached out to Jeff Mayweather's and is working with Boots' father. He's working with trainers in order to teach him, right? To teach him the right way. And I thought that was a dope approach. And I think fathers tend to have that pride where they don't want to take that step back. So I think Schofield's going to have to make that decision eventually if that's the best decision. And he might have to hurt his dad. He might have to do that.
Mayweather had to do it.
Yeah.
Look at it. Mayweather had to do it, you know?
Well, remember, Mayweather's father went to prison. So then Roger took over. That's why really that happened there. And then when his father came home, he was like, nah, Roger, even though his father did train him for a couple of fights, but he said, nah, he ended up staying with Roger.
But even with that dynamic, you've seen their back and forth was crazy.
Yeah. You're right. It's definitely we had interview Ofacio Falcon. He's from the Bronx. Yeah. He's one of the up and coming junior lightweights in boxing. And his father was his trainer. And guess what? He was like, yeah, man, you see it in boxing is good. But he's not with his father anymore. Yeah. So, yes, it is a touchy thing, man.
I think it's very personal. What it comes down to it is separating the personal from the business. And it's hard. Yeah, it's hard for a lot of the fathers to do that because they're not looking at it like, okay, I'm the trainer. I'm not dad right now. I'm your trainer. Yeah. I'm your business partner right now. And I'm your eye, like you said, Norbs, I'm your eyes and ears and your safety. Mm-hmm. It's hard for them to do that, to separate them and say, damn, this is my little boy. This is my little man. So sometimes we saw it in this fight where Schofield's father is really getting on him, barking on him, and not separating the father from the trainer aspect. And it's a gift and a curse because, yes, it brings them together, but it also can damage families depending on the hostility and how it's approached. Because you got some fighters that, yo, man, forget that. They get into it with their dad, and like you said, that's the end. So it's all based on the father and son and how they work out their situations.
But also, too, like, I don't know if his father was a professional fighter, and I feel like coaches.
No, he wasn't.
There's certain things that he's not going to be able to convey to his son when he gets into those tough moments because he never experienced it. With Roger and Floyd's dad, Floyd Sr., they were fighters. So they can kind of see things in a different light where these guys don't have that experience. So I think at a certain point, the father has to take himself out of the equation. But a lot of them have that pride where, like, no, I got him here. Yeah. You know, so, no, your son got you there. It was his ability. And now he needs to be coached in a way that he can be great. And that might be a question that family needs to answer. So
the greatest thing I just said was David Benavidez Sr. just said that recently. Yeah. He was like, yo, if I got to step away to make my son greater and get to where he needs to be, I don't mind doing that. And that's something.
I don't think the father has to remove himself. He needs to just bring someone in and say, listen, there's that boom, bang, bing. And that's it. Everybody going to eat still. But you know what? If you want to take your son to an even higher level, you got to bring someone who's elite, who's done it, right? Yeah. The Robert Garcias, the what's my man? Richard, Ronnie Shields. Ronnie Shields, Bomac. So, you know, guys who's been there, who knows, it's nothing wrong with that, bro. Like, shit, I've never fought. And if I took my son to a certain level, you think I'm not reaching out to these great these coaches like, yo, listen, what are you seeing from my son that he can improve on? And they're going to definitely tell me, man, because that's how the boxing community is. Everybody help each other. But look, I don't want to waste time. That's a good conversation.
Uno, what's up, brother? Welcome.
We'll have an episode on that, and we'll just talk. Unito.
Yo. What up, though?
We good. So listen, we speaking Floyd Schofield's performance against Rene Garon. Me, and Mo, we already said how we feel. Absolutely. What was your thoughts on the performance? And once you're done, we're gonna send it to Uno.
I mean, you guys kind of covered everything. The common denominator is his dad, because just the basic performance on his fight. Like he went up against a a tough fighter, and it showed. His inexperience showed, which is very simple. So, and he's on the opposite course. And I know, Mo, you referenced to Devin Haney, but Devin Haney, just like with Cornell Moten now being under Floyd Mayweather, they took a different route. Like their whole career has been business decisions. Their careers have been ran like businesses. So Schofield's career, he has talent, so now they're trying to make it a business. So that's why his dad and him call everybody out, acting like they can beat the top tier when they can't. He's just not ready yet. But on his performance, he, performed as well as he could against a extremely tough fighter. But now it's back to the drawing board, and you need to have those fights before you can run your mouth and say you want someone like Shakur Stevenson. It's just, it's really a joke that him and his dad actually think they can take out or think they could even perform against. Like Shakur Stevenson would just make him look foolish for 12 games. So
pretty much.
Schofield needs some more experience. He needs to work on his technique. His footwork is subpar. His stance is too wide. He doesn't turn his punches over when he's supposed to. Well, he did, but he didn't. So he has he's got a lot of stuff to work on. So let's just keep Stevenson.
I definitely think I agree. I'm sorry. I think you're right in regards to he definitely needs to learn. But the one thing that he does have, and I think people are underestimating, is athleticism. He's able to meet people with speed and get in. He reminds me of Sean Porter, to be honest.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, he reminds me.
We spoke about that in the shows in the past.
And what Sean Porter to me was great at is making people uncomfortable because he was so aggressive and so athletic and in your face. So I agree that he definitely needs more experience, but he will be a problem in that division simply because his style of fighting and the aggressiveness. You know what I mean? So I think it'll be a lot sooner than we think, to be honest.
He will. I mean, he will, but in all actuality, Schofield's the one that looked uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Schofield's the one that looked uncomfortable. So
I think he looked more uncomfortable because he was trying to prove a point to Shakur. I think he added unnecessary.
So I have a question. He won Shakur, right? How about this name, Abdullah Mason?
Yeah, hold on. We're gonna get there. Let's just finish. Uno.
Yo,
brother, what's going on?
What up, though, fellas?
Schofield.
Before anything, just want to shout out my baby girl. She had a 4th eye surgery today, so
yes, sir.
Hoping that shit goes well.
She gonna
come out good.
Yeah.
Gonna be good.
As far as the Schofield fight, I mean, I just wanted to piggyback, like my nigga Mo says, of what Mo was saying. And I hear the comparison, but Sean Porter refined that style over years. You know what I mean? He made it his style. I don't think Schofield has the athleticism, but Sean Porter has a different level of dog in him. That's a different, I don't think Schofield wants to get hit as much as Sean Porter did. You know what I'm saying? So the athleticism is cool, right? But we still got to see what he decides to do with it. Does he decide to be like a Loma athletically? You know what I mean? Or does he decide to get aggressive? Because as we saw with the fighters he's going to be facing here on out, especially the no names, the names that people think they don't know, whatever, that coming in there with nothing to lose. You know what I mean? It's going to come a point in time where that aggressive shit ain't going to work unless you stand on it. Unless you make that's who I am. Regardless of what y'all do, this is what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's different. But absolutely was saying he at times he looked uncomfortable. Now we all agree he has a lot of time to grow, to get better. So that's not a knock on that. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I was saying with his pops, maybe bringing somebody else in, but it's gonna come a point in time where you got to define what type of fighter you are. You know what I'm saying? And if you go in there every fight thinking you could be a different type of fighter, eventually you're gonna run into a situation where that shit ain't gonna work because it's not necessarily refined. It's just something that you're going off based off what you're doing in the ring or the athleticism. I feel like the calling out shit is part of business. Do they believe that? Yes. I'm not gonna say they don't. Very, very small percentage, though. I think. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they just being honest, I don't think that he believes he could be Shakur or that he's fucking with Tank and them or nothing like that. The performance, the fight was good. It was a tough fight because of his dance partner. Shout out to his dance partner. You know what I mean? We rarely give shouts to the dance partners that, put these fighters in positions to, show something. Yeah, we always say we waiting for Shakur to fight somebody so he could show his, right? So I shout out the opponent, Schofield, like absolute. So like everybody's saying, I think he just needs to refine shit more. It's there. You know what I mean? It's there, but he has to take a stance. Yeah, he has to take a stance on what he wants to do or type of fighter he wants to be, and work on that. You know what I'm saying? Take that, take one tool in the toolbox, maximize it. Then you go to another tool. You know what I'm saying? It seems like he's not really comfortable in choosing which tool he's using at the time. That's what made him look uncomfortable in the fight.
So what you sound
So
like
it was a good fight.
He's still finding his identity as a fighter.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that because he's young, Yeah. But I was just saying that based off what Norbs was saying, because I agree. Like on the eye, it can give you that feel because of the athleticism of the Sean Porter. But the Sean Porter shit, not only the athleticism, but that was, I think, way more mental. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going in there and I'm in these niggas' grill, and this is how I'm gonna fight. He probably could have been a more technical fighter if he wanted to. In certain fights, he probably should have been more technical fighter, and he might have won a few more fights. But he stood on, whether it's right or wrong, how people see it. He had a certain style. He maximized it. So I just think that's the only thing for Schofield. You gotta get your identity, and once he gets that, I think everything else is there for him.
Yeah. Norbs, you got anything to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think we know we're going to get with Schofield. I think his identity is pretty much what he is. He's going to be an aggressive, in your chest type of fighter. Even when he tried to box, he did well, but he reverted to what he was comfortable doing. I just think he's got to learn some type of discipline, and that's why I agree. He may have to get somebody else in there to kind of help refine within his style. But I don't think he's going to be much of a different fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Maybe he works with Sean Porter.
I agree.
That's something.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope.
And speaking of Sean Porter, his father trained him as well.
Yep.
To that son father. So all right. So the next round, right, is Floyd Schofield ready for the big dogs? I think we kind of know the answer to that. But I start with absolutely. We'll go down to Norbs, then to Uno, and then to Mo. Let's keep it short and sweet. We don't need to really get into it. Yeah. Absolutely. Start it. Is Flo Schofield ready for the big dogs? And if he's not, then who you think he is ready for at 135?
Nah, this is short and sweet and to the point. So it's just a no. It's just a no. And he needs to just stay with that plateau of he needs a plateau of a competition. He needs a bounce back fight at this point.
Okay.
He's gonna need a confidence booster because he kind of got not Mayweather. Oscar De La Hoya said that he had a C- performance and he's not ready for Secure.
Yeah.
We're all saying it. He's all hearing it. He needs a bounce back fight where he can get a first, second, third round KO. He don't need work right now. He needs to work in the gym. Like not working in the ring. He needs to work in the gym. So no way, shape, or form. Do a bounce back. Get yourself a first, second, third round knockout guy, and then we'll start back on the drawing board and go from there. So that's what I get at.
All right, Norbs. Talk to me.
I don't think he's ready for a Shakur or a Gervonta Davis per se, but I think I would like to see him, fight somebody good in that division. You know what I mean? Maybe not a Keyshawn Davis, maybe somebody, maybe a little step below that. But I want to see these guys fight. But you're right, he does need to learn. He's not ready for the big stage, but maybe he's a couple fights away. But I still would like to see him fight somebody that's gonna really push him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you think? How about you think he ready for somebody like Frank Martin?
I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't. He don't believe it. He don't believe it, but I would like to see it.
Yeah, no problem. Me too. I would. I don't think he beats Frank Martin, but I like to see it. I think it'll be interesting to say the least. At least not right away.
He gets killed by Frank Martin. But go ahead.
Maniac trying to
I don't. I agree with Absolute. I mean, as far as right now goes, next fight, I think he needs this fight to him was what Shushu's last fight was to him. Similar. You know what I mean?
I agree.
You know what I mean? And they both in that, I put Shushu above.
Yeah, you're right.
I put Shushu above.
He's more
Yeah, I put Shushu above, right? But in the same sense of what was expected of them in those fights, fighting necessarily not no names, but tough fighters, gritty fighters, and maybe not performing the way that they may have wanted to, or people thought they should. You know what I mean? So I think he needs and yeah, I don't agree with the Frank Martin. It sounds good, man. You know what I'm saying? But we got to look at it like, he's in that what's the dude, Baby Anderson position. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to bite off more than you could chew necessarily right away. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think in his sense, Baby Anderson is gonna help him. But right now with Schofield, I don't think that would help him. Like, if he went through that situation right the next fight out, that wouldn't look good.
Yeah, I don't think Oscar's gonna give him a fight like that. I'm just saying it's something.
Yeah.
It's just something that I said I wouldn't mind seeing. Again, I wouldn't favor him to be Frank Martin, but hey, listen, we
going to the fire.
If they want to listen, if they want to jump in the fire, do it, because this is the problem. There's either fighters that are willing to jump in the fire right away, and there's fighters that they're not willing to jump in the fire right away. Now it could go both ways, but again, sometimes a lot of these fighters, man, they take too long, man, to really test it. Like, just get in there, do what you gotta do. Look, we'll wait till my man Mo.
I mean, you see what man Tim Bradley said, Javante's a 30-year-old prospect. I'm just saying what he said.
Yeah, I know.
I agree with that.
I would definitely love to see, hopefully, his next fight after, if he goes through with the Roach fight, he needs to fight somebody. We made that shit clear as day.
Oh yeah, Tank is overdue. Tank is overdue, right? Tank is overdue. Everybody knows that.
Look, moving along, gentlemen. This weekend we have more boxing. Thank goodness. So let's start.
Hold on. You gonna skip Shorty that fought that night?
Oh, wait. My fault. So the undercard as well. You're right, Norbs. I'm sorry. So on the undercard of the Schofield, we had my man first. I'm gonna just say who fought, and you guys could talk about it. It was Beck the Bully, right? Beck the Bully was the co-main event. Solid. His only loss was to Rosado. Rosado knocked him out, but then he beat Rosado in the get back in the decision. Then we had before that, we had the sister of Sebastian Fundora, Gabriela Fundora, aka
she's a beast.
She became the youngest undisputed male or female.
She's ridiculous.
In history.
She's something else, yo. She's something else, B.
She's a flyweight. She is 5'9", so she's around my height. I'm like 5'9". So she fights like her brother. Doesn't let her hands go as much, but very similar.
She's more strategic though with her shit.
Yeah,
she's a better boxer.
Her shit is like tactical nukes.
She's more technically sound than her brother is. So what do you guys thought on Sweet Poison's performance, Gabriela Fundora? Go ahead, Uno.
Yeah, so.
You want
me to go? Or
go ahead.
Yeah, Norbs.
Oh, dog, she's special, dog. I mean, first of all, I don't like watching a lot of the women fights.
No,
it depends.
They be shaking.
They be.
I like power sometimes. I don't see there's not a lot of knockouts, right?
That's the problem. Yeah,
but she got some pop. Like that knockout was really impressive. The way she sets up her punches. I mean, she knows how to use her height. I feel like her brother doesn't use his height to his advantage, but I think she does. She's a dog. She's a star. I mean, there's not much you can say about her, bro. She's a star. I just can't wait. She says she wants to unify. I'm excited, bro.
Yeah. All right. Absolutely.
I'll touch on both fights real quick because I was very interested in Melikuziev, David Stevens, like Beck the Bully.
Yeah.
David Stevens is from Reading, PA. He's, I've covered him before. I watched him. I've gone to his events. I've done interviews with him. So I knew what Beck the Bully was getting when they brought him in. And I know for a fact that David Stevens was brought in to lose, right? And it's funny how the announcers are. The announcers are so funny with all these fighters. Like if somebody's brought in to lose and they think there's nothing to them, they won't look up nobody would do any research, and they'll say over and over again on the broadcast, like, we don't know much about this guy. Like, he's virtually unknown. But when they learned about David Stevens during fight week, they finally let's learn about this guy because he's actually really good. And then they started spitting some statistic about him. Yeah, David Stevens put on a real good performance. Beck the Bully was surprised. They made excuses for Beck the Bully about, he learned about this
travel. He traveled. He might
he didn't have a right camp. He looks tired, right? So they were already making excuses because David Stevens looks like he was going to win. But, it was a close fight. They gave it to Beck the Bully, and I'm fine with that. But Stevens did his thing, and I can't wait to see Stevens. I talked to him on DM on IG, and I just can't wait to see him come back.
Tough fight. He definitely.
I can't wait to see him
and
come
he's
back
streamed by Ronnie Shields.
Absolutely. And what can you not Gabriella Figueroa? She is one. You guys already said it. She's special. I know she's a better boxer than her brother. She uses her reach better than her brother. She has power. She's determined. She will not be stopped. I would venture to say she might be the first 5 or 6 division champ because of her size. Because she can go all the way.
Yeah, she can get.
Serrano got 7.
All right, she'll go 8.
Amanda.
I don't know. I think she might be first. So just saying. So that's all. Gabriella Fundora, shout out to her. She is.
No, she is good, and
great to watch. She's great to watch.
Absolutely, so. And she has a beautiful soul, man. Beautiful attitude. She's like, she remind me of a bubbly Starbucks worker, right? What do you want on your coffee today? Real jolly. And I like people like that, real laid back. But shout to her, man. You also had Darius Fogum, one of Golden Boy's highly touted prospects. He's 13-0 with 11 night quills, super middleweight. I know that's my man Zach Spiller. Shout to my man Zach Spiller. He 4 corners. Yeah, that's my guy right there. He's a heavyweight up as well in the Houston area. I know him and Fogum are good friends. So, shout to them, man. Decent card, another decent card, man. Both cards were decent, solid, good boxing. All right. So now we got through that, Norbs. All right, man. Good though. Good. You caught me. We go to Philadelphia Saturday. My brothers are going to be there. I'm not going to be there, but my brothers are repping the 4 corners team. We got the return of the IBF welterweight champion, Jerome Boots Ennis. And he's taking on a rematch against Karen Kukajan. Now, in the first fight, for those who didn't see it, this was a fight where Boots was going in looking like Superman, and then he came in looking like Mighty Mouse. And I don't mean it in the sense where he lost. He won that fight, but he just didn't look like the killer he was looking in previous fights. Again, styles make fights. You're not going to look pretty in all of them. You're not going to beat everybody in a beautiful fight. So shout to him taking this rematch. Do I agree? No, because he beat him definitively. But he might want to prove a point. But then try to prove that point, he might not look good doing it again. But Boots is going to headline. We was there for his first call in the Wells Fargo Arena. The building was shaking. They love that dude out there. Oh man, and it's gonna be shaking again. And also the co-main event, you got Bam, Jesse Rodriguez. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
this guy offensively is probably the best offensive fighter in all of boxing in any weight division. And I'll put him there with anybody you bring up. I'm talking about offensively, not talking about all around. He doesn't have the greatest defense, but damn, he's a killer. And he'll be defending his strap, his junior bantamweight strap on the co-main event. Gentlemen, I'm gonna let y'all get in the kitchen, turn all four heaters up, turn the oven on, because we're gonna cook. This is a good call. These are two fighters. Well, most of us have Bam in the pound for pound, but Boots is pound for pound material. Let's see. Uno, let's start with you and we'll go around.
Yeah. Philly. Uh, I like it, man. I like it for Boots because even though he stopped his last opponent, it wasn't. It looked like it took some time for him to get his rhythm together. It looked like he had to settle down still. You know what I mean? Like it's not like the skills disappeared. He just had to remind himself of how he does certain shit. So he eventually got the stoppage, but leading up to it, it wasn't spectacular. And then this is one of those fights, like we mentioned in these. We just said Schofield fought this dude, Shushu fought this dude. Them awkward fighters that just they're gonna make everybody look bad for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody that fights them, they're most likely gonna look bad, not bad, maybe not their best. So like you said, Maniac, it's a 50-50 because now it's almost saying that you gotta rinse this dude. Like you can't even hand wash him. Like you gotta throw this nigga in the machine. You see what I'm saying? Like he got to get tossed in the machine, and you got to put the fabric softeners, and when the time is, all of that. Because if you don't do that, and you just win, because you already definitively beat him the first time, it just didn't look good. So now if you
Correct.
definitively beat him again, what it doesn't, I don't know what it really does for you, but I do understand the business sense of it. With coming back to Philly. Know what I mean? Keeping that, and that's going to be his home. You can see what's happening with Eddie, and bringing Bam on the card. And it's hard for me not to think Bam is going to steal a show, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard for me to think that he's not. That dude is all. And like you were saying, Maniac, his offense, certain dudes' offense are their defense. Is their defense. You know what I'm saying? So his defense is solid. It's a little better than good. It's a little better than good, but he makes up for it with what he does offensively. You know what I'm saying? So so I just think it's gonna, and the rest of the card is gonna be good too. I'm hoping Boots understands that he's on the card with one of those ones. I hope he understands, because if that's your house, this is your main event. Understand, you're gonna have to show some shit after his performance. I'm pretty sure.
Facts.
So put some pressure on him. So I hope he's ready for that. I believe he is. And shout the Boots in him, man. Let's go Philly.
Oh yeah. Norbs.
I mean,
Kukajan. Did you see the first fight?
we're talking about the
Boots.
Boots. Yeah, I watch all the
Kukajan.
Boots. I mean, I'm a big Boots fan, man. I like Boots. I think he's the best fighter at 147 pounds. Bud's not what's his name. Bud's not there no more. But
Yeah.
I definitely think he's clearly the best fighter. He's been chasing that fight for years. It's not gonna happen. So he's trying to do something explosive so he can get to those big bags, to get to those big fights. I feel like he's met at a crossroads right now. Does he unify at 147 or does he go up to 154? So he definitely needs a big performance, a big knockout, something like that. But again, he's gonna have a lot of pressure with Bam on that. Bam is gonna go crazy. I mean, Bam is he might be boxing's next superstar, in my opinion. But I'm definitely excited for the card, man. I want to see if Boots can stay focused too. You know what I mean? And again, like he's trying to go to the next level. That's why they're adding a Bam to that card to draw more viewership, right? He's trying to get to becoming that household name. So He definitely has a lot of pressure on him, but I think he's at a crossroads at this point, and he needs a big victory right now.
All right. No, definitely. And just real quick before I get to you, absolutely. We also got the return of my man Khalil Cole, Jersey's own light heavyweight. That's my guy. The dude is a beast, man. As long as he can stay focused, he can make a lot of noise in that division. Anyway, absolutely. Boots, Bam Rodriguez. Are you excited for that call on Saturday? And what are you expecting from both fighters?
Not excited for. Look, I'm from Philly. From Philly. I
Mhm.
want to just
Make it
preface all
clear.
this by saying I am from Philly. I live 15 minutes. I live 2 minutes from the PA border. I'm in Delaware. 2 minutes from the PA border. Born and raised in Philly, and I'm from Philly. Not excited for this fight.
Okay.
It's a junk fight. I'm not excited about 147. Period, because 147 are all paper champions.
That's
They're all standing
including Boots.
all four.
Yeah.
Stanionis, Barrios, Enos, and Norman Jr. all paper champions. Because of Bud, Bud moving up, and I get it. That happens, and that's fine. But it's been like this for a while. So it needs to be a mix-up. Eddie Hearn's having a tough time finding top contenders or even champions to even mix it up. Eddie Hearn won't pay, right? So we hear all the rumors like he lowballed Norman Jr. for a unification fight. He lowballed Charles Conwell for the fact that even though Boots should not even remotely come close to moving up to 154 to fight Charles Conwell, he lowballed Charles Conwell for a move-up fight for a contender status. Like, Boots is going to go in and do what Boots does. I think he's looking for the knockout this time. I think he's going to – so it's actually more of an entertaining fight. I think he's going to be more puncher than boxer. He's going to get hit more, even though Boots gets hits a lot anyway. He's going to get hit more. So it's going to be more of an entertaining, flailing back and forth fight. And I think Boots is going to try to get the knockout, which he probably won't get. I mean, you're just knocking out. You're just not knocking him out. You could. It might happen, but it'll be more of an entertaining fight. But this is a pointless rematch. It's a pointless fight. And it's going to be a good main event, but I just feel like it's pointless for Boots to be moving on onto his career. Like, Boots is at the point, unlike most of everyone we talked about on this podcast so far, Boots is at the point to where he needs to fight champions. He needs to do something. Like, there's no more step ups. There's no more proving yourself. Like, it's time. So
yeah,
they got to make it work. That's all I got for Boots. You want me to run down the rest, or you just going to?
No, and Bam. What you expect from Bam? What's your
that's quick and easy. Bam's just going to win this fight pretty outright. Now he's going up against a grizzled veteran. I mean, a grizzled. X, you ain't got to be coming on here chewing. Come on.
Yeah.
That's what he do.
Y'all know what it is and who it is.
Coming on here, lunch break chewing. Come on, X.
Where my dogs at, baby?
No, stop it. Anywho.
So you saying you got Bam in a whitewash and Boots decision knockout?
I'm gonna say decision. I hope Boots get the knockout for his sake. Just saying.
He better.
It's gonna be interesting, Mo. So boom, like we said, we just keeping it for the main event, the co-main event. We shout out Khalil Cole.
Yeah.
You're gonna be in the building. What do you expect from Boots? What are you expecting from Bam?
Quick, fast to the hurry. 2 stoppages. Next.
Oh,
2 stoppages. I got Bam with a stoppage.
Right.
I got Boots with a stoppage. Boots is listen, man. X, we was there. He had on the butters and he had on the suit. He is not playing around in his hometown, man.
right.
Karen, I'm gonna call him Karen. Karen got away from the first one. He ain't letting his fool get away this time. He ain't letting his fool get away this time. I'm telling you,
he better not.
Yo, X,
if not, get him.
X, What's going on, X? First of all, blessings,
What's
my
going on,
brother.
my hitters? What's going on, everybody?
You?
We
Salute,
good,
salute,
man.
my
Listen,
Blessings.
right? Let's get right in the kitchen. Boots and Bam. What are you expecting from both of them on Saturday?
Who struggled with my boy Karen the first time around? He couldn't deal with. Karen got good feet. Karen
Yeah, he
got
moves.
real good
He
feet.
moves. He can
And
move well.
and Boost was just like walking towards him, throwing haymakers and missing. Karen made him miss a lot. And he caught him here and there. He just wasn't trying to stick around and slug it out with Boots, which I think that's what Boots had in mind in the first fight.
Yeah.
He's got to do better. I don't know if the stoppage comes. It can happen. He better make it happen, like Uno said. I don't know if he gets it though. If he can't cut that ring off and pin Karen up against them ropes or in a corner and let off the shots that he needs to let off. So it's a big makeup fight. It's not the one that we wanted, but it's a big makeup fight. Bam Rodriguez, my guy, I like him a lot, but he's fighting a lot of old heads that are on their way out the door, and it's time to see him fight young, hungry champions like himself and see how he does against them. This guy Vasquez, he's a veteran. He got about 40-something fights. He's his mandatory.
Yeah, he beat
Bam,
Maloney. He
beat
beat the Maloney brothers.
Okay, and the Maloneys is gritty. The Maloneys is gonna give you everything they got. You feel me? If you can't get them out of there, then they'll get you, or you'll get a decision type of shit with them. Bam got to do what Bam is here to do. You know what I'm saying? He's coming from Texas to Philly, so it's time to put up. And this is his mandatory. And again, I like Bam a lot, but let me tell y'all, I don't know if y'all catch on to it. But Bam gets caught up in admiring his own work. That to me is his biggest and probably only flaw, because the kid is smart. He got ring generalship. He fights to the head. He fights to the body. He got power, but he can sometimes get caught up in watching his own work, and that's how he got his jaw broken back in Vegas. Finished the fight with a broken jaw, and that's how he got dropped by Estrada in his last fight. Right? These are fights he dominated, a fight he won, but a broken jaw and getting dropped because he sits there and admires his work. Sonny can't crack an egg, but he did it against Sonny too. The only thing is that Sonny couldn't hurt him. So he just kept walking him down and beat the crap out of him. I can't wait to see Bam fight a Fernando Martinez. I can't wait to see Bam move up and fight a Junto Nakatani and other champions young and hungry like him. That's what's going to prove if he's really about it, fool. Or are you looking to fight another old head in Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez? And again, the names pile up and it's all good. I love it. But these guys put their work in 10, 15 years ago. We was watching Chocolatito in Madison Square Garden beat up Brian Valoria. You know what I'm saying? Like, it does nothing for me. He's got the Stratas. He got the Thailand dude. He got the what's his name? The other dude, Cuedos. I forgot his name. Cuadras. He's got, no Pop Sonny in a unification. Like, these are tailor-made, not for nothing. These are tailor-made opponents that Bam has been fighting, collecting names, building a nice resume. Fernando Martinez, unify against him, or Ioka, if Ioka could get his belt back from Fernando, or Robert Garcia was just recently on a Fight Hype interview saying that they might just be looking to go to 118 next year. That might just be the next move, and we know who the man is up there, Maniac. You know who the man is up there.
We know my boy Junto, man, the sniper. But anyway, also I forgot to mention another good fighter that's going to be on that card is my boy Ray Savage. Raymond Ford is also going to be in Philly fighting this Saturday. So moving up
to 130.
It's a stack card, man. It's a stack card Saturday. My brothers will be in the building. But moving along, before we get to Saturday, we got to get through Friday. And Friday is a homecoming for Keyshawn Davis on ESPN. He's fighting against Gustavo Limos. Now, for those that don't remember, Limos gave Richard Hitchens everything and more. Some felt Richards even lost that fight. Very close fight. Tough Argentinian. Anybody know the history with the Argentinians? These dudes are tough. They rugged. They could punch, and they don't get starstruck. They do not get starstruck. He is going to be there to put Keyshawn's lights out. All Keyshawn's brothers is on that card. And Abdullah Mason, who's arguably the best prospect / fridge contender at 135. Gentlemen, I'm gonna let y'all get in the kitchen. We could start from absolutely down and go around. Talk to me. Friday, Keyshawn, what do you expect in that fight? And are you looking forward to any of the undercards?
Yeah, so Keyshawn Davis picked either the perfect or the worst opponent for his first big, massive televised fight in the city of Norfolk, Virginia. They call it Norfolk down there. I actually lived in that area for a few years, Virginia Beach and Chesapeake area. And I used to say Norfolk all the time, so they all get pissed because it's Norfolk. But the point is, yeah, the point is, like,
So these make them.
if Uno, like, you need to settle down. If Keyshawn Davis can put on a good performance against Limos, that is a massive win for his career and everything moving forward. If Keyshawn Davis has a performance against him like Richardson Hitchens had, well, Hitchens is turning around and getting right. Hitchens is getting the fight against Pero, right?
Mm-hmm.
So good for Hitchens.
He's getting a title shot after that performance.
Yes, he's getting a title shot after that bad performance. What do you think is going to happen to Keyshawn Davis after this performance? So Davis has to show up and show out. It's all about that. And if he doesn't, I don't think that we're going to be seeing much. Well, we'll still see him. I think that his prospect status will be lowered. I think he needs to have a fantastic performance against Limos.
Go. All right. Norbs, I know you got to go, my brother. You just want to touch on this real quick, or you got to go now?
Oh no, we can touch on
Keyshawn Friday.
Keyshawn, he wants the big fights. This is what he said. He sold 10,000 tickets. He's saying he's ready. He's having his back and forth with Gervonta. He's having his back and forth with everybody. He wanted to fight Teofimo. He feels like he needs to be mentioned with those guys. So this is definitely an important fight. It's a dangerous fight. And he's looking to make some noise from here. I mean, I love the social media stuff with these guys, right? I love seeing them talk crazy. I just watched an interview where he almost felt offended at what Gervonta said about him. And I'd like to see him get crazy on Friday. And we actually seriously start talking about him fighting one of these guys, and I like seeing growth. I like seeing what he's talking about. So, 10,000 tickets ain't easy to sell, man. I'm just saying.
That's good. That's good. No, that's real good. That's real good. 10,000. The 10,000 is he's bringing a good crowd out.
Yeah, he said some of the ringside seats was going for $10,000, which is crazy.
Wow. So you expected him to win Friday, Norbs? Well, how you see that playing out? I
mean, I think he wins the fight, but it's the way he wins. Just like Absolute said, is he going to be extremely impressive? You know what I'm saying? Is he going to make people say that he can compete with the elite? You know what I mean? He's been mentioned with Teofimo when he sat next to Teofimo and kind of G-checked him, right? People wanted to see that. He's going back and forth with Gervonta. Gervonta's responding to him. It's time to have that performance where people now want to see y'all clash, especially with the criticism that Gervonta's facing right now. We're not facing the elite guys in this division. If Keyshawn could now put himself as one of those elite guys, we might have a big fight.
Now, Norbs, real quick. Now,
What's up?
if Tank is responding to Davis,
Yeah.
what do you think that Tank feels is Davis's status? Because we all know who Tank fights and how he does.
Yeah.
Do you think that Tank has any kind of respect for Keyshawn Davis?
I'll tell you this. Listen, Tank Davis responds to everybody. He responded to me. He called me a bitch. He said I look like a big man. So,
Damn.
I'm keeping it real. He responded to me, and for the interview I did with my man Iceman Scully. So Tank is paying attention. He's sitting there, and he's
Really watches.
He watches.
He takes
everything.
receipts. Trust me.
And the one thing about Tank is when you question something about him, he takes it personal. He really does. And when I questioned, all I said was he a Hall of Fame fighter, right? And he responded crazy, called better be all types of stuff or whatnot, right? Keyshawn Davis is using that to bait him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do I think Gervonta is going to continue to go back and forth? He's already responded, and he said, called him out his name, and Keyshawn responded, "Fight me."
Now,
Period.
now I might be mistaken, but I don't think I am because I look at all the tweets and all that, but I don't think that Tank Davis has ever mentioned Mertatalia in his name. I don't think he's ever addressed Raymond Mertatalia.
Or Morataya.
Morataya.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever addressed him. I don't think he's ever said anything about him. I don't think he's ever.
Maybe not yet. It's probably
now.
That's all I'm saying. So that's what makes me think like, I don't know what Tank thinks about Keyshawn Davis. It kind of makes me think that Tank thinks Keyshawn Davis is kind of weak.
He's fooled. You say he think he's fooled.
So let me answer that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
This is how Tank thinks. Tank wants wins. He doesn't want wins that he's not looking to challenge himself, but similar to the Ryan Garcia fight. Let's all be honest.
Let's be sad. Well, that's sad. That's sad.
It's 100% sad. I'm with you, absolute.
Okay, those are good.
Listen, he sold what 1.2 million with Ryan Garcia. If he can do the same, let's say he does see him as a target, Keyshawn Davis, right? But does he see him as a target that he can capitalize off of, similar to Ryan Garcia? So I think he may be interested just because he may think it could be a big fight where he doesn't really have to challenge himself, like fighting a Tio or a Haney or a Shakur.
I was told by some friends down in Vegas who been in the Mayweather camp, and when Tank was over there a little younger, so was Keyshawn, still in his Olympic days, that he personally watched live sparring between them two.
Mm-hmm.
And Tank left the ring frustrated. He could not do what he wanted to do to Keyshawn. This is way back. And again, this is sparring. Doesn't mean this can't happen in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Now we don't got no headgear, and we know what Tank does. And we know that Keyshawn don't got popped to keep Tank off him. That's how I see that really playing out. If they was to get in the ring, it's a good fight. Keyshawn can box. He has dog in him, but he doesn't have the power to keep a Tank off him. But in sparring, a few years back, I hear from personal friends that was in the gym that day that Keyshawn got the best of him.
Well, that makes a lot of sense because, if that's the case, when it comes to Gervonta, the truth hurts. All I asked was he a Hall of Famer? I said no. They said no. We heard him, right? So maybe there is some truth to what he's saying. Maybe he does. Maybe Keyshawn's as confident as he wants to shut him up. Maybe it's offending him. But I mean, I like to see it. I like to see something like that.
That's a really good fight. That's a really good fight.
We'll see, man. But also on
everybody want to swim till you get into a fucking Shark Tank, right?
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Everybody like to swim till you get into the Shark Tank. So like Canelo said, it's payday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Frank Martin got the best of him in sparring and hit him with that haymaker. We saw how that ended. You know what I'm saying? So like everybody sound good, sparring is sparring. But like you said, if you can't keep Tank off of you, I don't care how good of a boxer you are, you could throw 17,000 jabs, you can have the best footwork. Sooner or later, your time is coming to an end. And it's just a matter of when between 1 and 12. So with him, it's that fight, I don't see that fight happening.
Yeah.
I mean,
because it's nothing that
Yeah.
is going to interest him unless they get into, unless they see each other in the street and they pop off with some your crew versus my crew and they get into something like that or some real words is exchanged that can build that fight. Yeah. But
all right, so look, let's not get caught up yet, right? Before we could really get into that, let's see how he looks Friday. So let's stay focused on that fight.
no,
Lemos is very dangerous, and remember that Lemos fought Hitchens at 140, and that's not his real class. He moved up to fight Hitchens in that fight. He's coming back down to 135 where he normally fights at, and it's a dangerous fight, man. But it is also probably going to be the best victory on his record.
It is not probably. It will be.
Yeah, if he shows out again, like Uno said last week, with Jermaine Ortiz, you know what I'm saying? You gotta wow us, and sure enough, Jermaine Ortiz did his thing.
Yeah,
he had the right opponent to do so.
Yeah,
Keyshawn
but Keyshawn's defense, he has a way better. He's fighting against a way better.
No, but I'm saying that he has the right opponent.
Yeah,
to do the damn thing and say, okay, I'm here, and everybody that I've been talking shit to, like, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it on.
So who wins? Who you got winning? Lemos or Keyshawn? How you see that fight playing out?
I'm going with Keyshawn in a tough fight, but don't sleep. I hope he's not caught up in that in the era that we're in. We're in that hype era where, you know, they talk all this shit, and you know what I'm saying? The homecomings, we know how the homecomings have been coming out for people. Keyshawn should win this fight. I'm picking him to win this fight because I want to see him in the big fights. I want to see him in Teofimo. He's been calling for Teofimo. You know what I'm saying? He knocked Teofimo pops out and all this other shit, and it's like it's the perfect fight. So. It's the perfect fight to make, and they saying if he wins, he's gonna get the shot at Baracheck for the WBO, which by maybe next year he'll be a champion. Maybe he'll have one of the straps, and then he can get into a tank fight. You know?
Yeah. Look, X. Like, you know, Davis's resume at 11-0 is actually pretty deep, right? I just pulled it up real quick. I mean, he beat Jose Pedraza.
No, you mean a corpse?
A corpse.
Pedraza. That's a corpse.
The skeleton of Pedraza.
They went into the grave.
The ghost of Jose.
They went into the grave. They brought him out the grave. They said, "Come on, please. We just need you to fight one more time."
All right. Well, let's look at a few. Nahir Albright. I don't know if you guys know who Nahir Albright is. Nahir Woo Albright.
That fight didn't count.
Anthony Yidget. Well, yeah, became a no contest. Anthony Yidget and also Juan Carlos Burgos. I mean, he's fought the experience. So that can't be again.
Got some good veterans. Nahir Albright was giving him work.
Yeah.
Nahir Albright was giving him work. I like that fight when they fought. Nahir was giving him work. And
but that just means that he has that on his resume, and it's going to have his brain in that kind of area that you're talking about.
Let's hope.
Where Lemos could steal it up right quick. If he can't handle the pressure of Lemos, he can't handle being at the weight class he is. It just won't work out for him.
So, absolute. Out of all of those guys you named that he just fought, between the Albrights and all of those guys, none of them combined applies the pressure that Lemos applies. And that's where it's a 50-50 for Keyshawn, and it's a very dangerous fight for him. Especially
Anthony Yidget might be the closest. Not even that close, but he is the closest to what.
Sprinkle. Right.
Yeah.
And this is where the homecomings can be a gift and a curse, because you can put on for your family, but as we've seen, I think there's only been one successful homecoming in the last year and a half, 2 years of boxing. Mostly everybody else they either took a loss or they laid the goose egg. So Keyshawn definitely has to stay focused. He has to focus on his task, not his two brothers' task. He got to focus on the man that's in front of him because this is going to be a long 12 rounds for him. And Lemos, as we saw, he's with all the smoke. And because
Keyshawn's are
Keyshawn
very similar too.
yeah, and because Keyshawn doesn't really have that pop factor,
Here you go.
that equalizer, we're really gonna see how he uses his footwork, how's his angles, and he's gonna have to get that Home Depot card and get in his toolbox and go deep, like my brother Uno say.
Hey, man. Hey, first off, his name is the businessman. All right. Let's address my man properly. You heard? Let's address him properly. You feel me? Because not only has he been handling his business in the ring, he's handling it outside the ring, putting his family on in his hometown, selling
beautiful.
tickets, coming up, right? So if we talking about the social media shit and the talking, he's been one of the ones that's actually using the talking to do something with it.
Right. But
So at the end of the day, hold on. I'm just saying. Hold up. Then it also seems like we forget my son is a silver medalist, B. So the tools in the boxes is the foundation is there. Now we say there's no pop. The pop is because you know how the Olympic niggas they punch for points, right? So it's not necessarily just like with Andy Cruz, and we see Andy Cruz is learning. It's about sitting down on them punches. It's about sitting down on them. So it's not. I don't think he's not gonna have the Javonta, the one punch, whatever. But his last few fights, what I've been seeing is that one, he's getting his phone booth skills up because he's getting his phone booth skills up, and two, he's starting to mix it up with the point scoring punches and the sitting down on the punches. I think.
Got dog in him.
Yeah, the dog is there. The tools, most of the tools is there. The hammer is what we question, right? The power, right? But I think that's more so of the technique, the way he's throwing the punch compared to him not having any strength in him. And then a lot of the times, combined with the heart, the dog, nigga, that should make you punch harder than you could, you know what I'm saying? You could lift a weight. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the mentality of when you're throwing the punch. So I just think that the businessman's gonna come out. He's gonna see his bros do their thing, right? And he's gonna come out. He knows Lemos is gonna be on him. He has the counter punch ability. He gonna catch this nigga. I won't be surprised if he stopped Lemos. 9th, 10th round. Not on some knockout one punch shit, but catch him. He gets up, he's dazed, then he goes in for the kill. Yeah, I see a TKO. It's possibility because of the way Lemos fights.
Yeah, I look at it two ways for him.
The way Lemos fights,
it's either gonna be two ways for
and
him.
he needs to do it too. He's gonna need it. He needs it. It's not like I'm just going. He needs to do it. All that talking. This is the time not only to really show your skill, that you got better with your shit, but that the talking, you backing up the talking, you walking the talking. You know what I'm saying? So it goes both ways.
That's what it's been with Keyshawn. It's not that, because people, they quick to say, they like when Haney, he's the most hated fight. He ain't no fucking most hated because you reap what you sow in this world. You talk shit, you that dude, nobody better than you. You get cooked, you gonna get cooked on social media. People ain't hating. So Keyshawn is on that boat. He got a big mouth. Yeah, so far he's been doing all right. He's been winning cool, all right. But you not looking like, wow, you ain't looking like an Abdullah Mason. He over there folding everybody, Sunday laundry, everybody. Boom. So let's see what Keyshawn do Friday. That's a live opponent. He wins that fight, even if he wins in a close fight. He's gonna get my credit because Lemos is a legitimate opponent.
Definitely, it's two things with that fight. That's how I look at it. Because Uno said he's a businessman, so the businessman got two things that's gonna happen. Either he gonna have a all-out sale, or he gonna end up having a foreclosure. He got two things gonna happen. And I think
he about to form a monopoly, brother.
Hold on.
He's about to monopolize.
Hold on. And I'm gonna piggyback off that. I think this will be one of Keyshawn's best performances, based on he knows what's against the line, and he's got to carry that burden for his whole family, and he got a city on his back.
Yeah.
I want him to be successful because I'm tired of seeing these guys come and have these homecomings and they flop. They flop. I got family down in Virginia, man, and they rooting for him, man. And I'm rooting for Keyshawn too. So I hope he go and handle his business, stay focused, and do what he got to do, man.
Yeah. And just also, I forgot to mention Troy Isley's gonna be on that card. Transformer, up and coming middleweight.
Yeah, he's been fighting really well.
Yeah, he's from that area, so it's gonna be popping, man. But also that same night, bro, it's just Saturday is just retarded. We got Tainos versus the Aztecs, so that's Puerto Rico versus Mexico. It's a low budget card. There's not no major promoters. We get the return of Subriel Matias in Puerto Rico. It's a whole Mexican versus Puerto Rico in the island of Puerto Rico this Saturday. Just real quick, I mean, there's really no names. Is anybody here excited to see Subriel back, or we could care less?
Now, I'm excited to see him bounce back because, like we said, he's one of them homecomings. He had a bad homecoming performance, actually, we're being honest. He got a bad homecoming performance against Pato. And, Pato was the underdog, and he went out there and just destroyed. He just handled business, man. So this is it's going to be interesting to see where Subril's mindset is at and to see what he's worked on in camp. We know he's no longer with his promotional company. He left that company. So he's kind of pretty much like a free agent right now, as we can see where he's fighting. So it's going to be interesting to see what has he learned, what has he worked on, or has he still stood the same type of fighter that he is. And this is about the bounce back. You take a loss, is how you bounce back. So I'm interested to see his bounce back in this one.
Norbs, Matias comes back this Saturday. You excited to see him, or you could care less?
No, I'm definitely excited, especially as deep as 140 is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, adding him to back into the fold would make that division that much better. So, I mean, I feel like he got caught up in the hype. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He sure did.
You know what I'm saying? And he let a lot of people down in Puerto Rico, so he's got to make up for it. And if he does, he'll be back in the fold, because there's one thing that people love in boxing more than anything is a knockout.
Knockouts. Got that right.
And that's what he does. So I'm expecting him to go out there and, well, he already caught a body. I didn't want to say catch a body, but
yeah.
I mean, literally. Crazy, yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Hey yo, what color is his hair this fight?
I hope it ain't that Cisco blonde again.
It ain't
Hey, man.
Phoenix from
all right. Yeah. See, because that's the shit. Like Norb said, he got caught up in the hype and went and died. It's like, what you doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing, man? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Subriel's one of them fighters, man. You like to see Subriel because he's gonna bring the ruckus, old school words, you know what I'm saying? And he's gonna be there to fight. He's gonna be there to get hit because his defense ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? But he's all offensive. Yeah, his defense is offense. He's one of those fighters. But he's exciting, and like Brother Mo said, the get back fights mean a lot. You know what I'm saying? And we always say on the show, a loss don't define a fighter. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, always interested in seeing Subri, and it's a pretty good card around it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he got to get busy, man. That's the bottom line.
Yeah,
exactly.
So
that nigga better. Hey, what's some shit? Acapulco, whatever.
Acapulco.
Yeah, that nigga. Yeah, you better whip some of them shits up.
I want some acapulcos.
Yeah, exactly. Bring them on.
Pastelillos.
Ven pa' acá.
Well, listen,
So look, man. Absolutely, we were speaking on. There's a third card going on Saturday. It's called
Yeah.
Tainos versus Aztecs, which we know that's all Puerto Rican fighters versus all Mexican fighters. You know, it's the best rivalry in all of boxing. Very historic rivalry, mega fights, historic fights. We do it again Saturday. Subriel is headlining. He's fighting an unknown Mexican, but we know Mexicans can't sleep on none of them because they'll bring it. It'll be that one fighter. Who's that? He'll knock your head off. So, my question to you, man, are you excited for Subriel Martias and winning this fight again? Like Norb said, makes him a play at 140, which is one of the deepest divisions in boxing.
I disagree with Norbs. I don't think that this win helps him. I think that he needs 3 wins. I think that this fight, all due respect, Norbs, I think that his loss against Pero was devastating, and I mean absolutely devastating.
Yeah.
So I think he needs not only this win. I think he needs if somebody will give him a shot, which he was the boogeyman when he had the belt. Nobody wanted to fight him.
Yeah.
Because of the knockout power.
Richard Hitchens.
Right? So now it's like, do top contenders or belt holders see him as vulnerable and able to and beatable and give him a shot? Or do they still see him as dangerous and don't give him a shot? It's a double-edged sword for him. He needs multiple wins to be able to get back to that title status, unless he has someone that runs the table and becomes undisputed like 147 and moves up and leaves the belts for vacancies, which I don't know if he has that career up in him at this point. So, yeah, he needs to win by impressive fashion, but not win too impressive that he doesn't get a better fight coming up. So,
I get what you're saying. Don't destroy your opponent, but to scare away the opponents, but make it good enough where people want to line up to fight you.
Well, I think
that's where Matias is at this point. And I feel kind of bad for him, but he did it to himself. So I don't feel that bad. And he needs some good wins. So that's where Matias is at.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nobs. You want to say something?
Listen. I get your point, but at the same time, it's the being Puerto Rican, right? There's an expectation. And he was supposed to be that guy, right? So if he does what he got to do that day, Puerto Rico's going to be behind him, and that may allow him to get other fighters bigger paychecks because of the following believes in him. So I definitely think that, yeah, you could avoid him, but if he can get back on the road and knock people out, that's what people want to see. Maybe he could draw people to fight him because of the amount of money that can be behind him. But I don't know.
No, that's a good point. X
5-on-5s have become a good thing in boxing. Now we have a different type of 5-on-5. We got 5 Mexicans against 5 Puerto Ricans. I think it's good marketing strategically for yes, being that he laid the goose egg like Mo said, and Ramirez is not the most notable guy, but he has about 24 wins and 2 defeats. He has, I think, a draw also. So we know how it goes, what better style to get a good bounce back and entertain the people, because we know they're going to fight. Yeah. So regardless if Matias if this fight takes him back to the top or not, it's keeping him on the market. He's a slugger. He's going to bang, and maybe he never becomes champion again. Maybe he does. I still want to see him fight the Theos and all of those guys too, because he brings that type of action.
Yeah.
That type of pressure. He has the power, but, he got a little too hyped. He got a little too overwhelmed with that concert. They gave us a concert before he got in the ring. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of bullshit that they get caught up in. He was calling Regis. He was on the phone with Regis throughout that whole promo to that Paro fight. Wasn't even promoting Paro. He was promoting him and Regis already.
Overlooking his opponent. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got a Mexican in front of you. It's good marketing. It's good strategic. It's gonna be action. And let's hope that it delivers. He wins, and he could get himself back in the mix. But you're right, absolute. This isn't the fight that gets him back in title contention, but it's the fight that gets him back in the mix, and hopefully, we see him right back again. You know, he fought once this year. This is his second fight this year. He fought, I think, twice last year. We need more. We need more. We need more. And if it's going to be in Puerto Rico, and that's where you're going to be headlining, making money at, because they drew a really good crowd for that fight with Paro, then let's keep cooking down there. We know that championship boxing and a lot more action boxing has been coming back to Puerto Rico. Keep them busy. Get them back in contention. And I like this 5-on-5 Mexico versus Puerto Rico. Maybe we can get 5 British against 5 Americans. We can get 5 Japanese against 5 Thais. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like this 5-on-5 all around the board for the sport of boxing.
And if Matias wins this fight, if he wins this fight, we have no idea what the loss to Paro did to his psyche.
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea. So
you got to get that back. You got to get that get back.
Of course he does. So
and Paro's coming back to the island of Puerto Rico to defend that title.
Defend his title.
Oh,
that is some serious. That is like ultimate troll stuff right there. That is.
You know who's the man behind that, right?
Eddie.
His former promoter.
Yeah, you got an Australian defending it against a Haitian American who's from Brooklyn, right? Yeah.
He's from Brooklyn.
He's from Brooklyn. So that's crazy. In Puerto Rico.
And
But
Puerto
you know what?
Puerto Rico is going to show up and show out.
But we also shit. If you can make Puerto Rico a hotbed for fights, we all for it too. Shit. So anyway, look. We about to wrap this up. Just real quick, I wanna. Naoya in the way got some deal with Turkey Al-Sheikh. I heard it's worth about 15 million American. Oh my goodness. Hamza Shiraz, middleweight contender, supposed to be fighting against Adislandi Lara sometime early next year.
February 22nd, Riyadh season is looking to do another big card, and that right there, Hamza Shiraz and Lara is looks like is leading the way on the card right now.
Perfect. All right. Any of your thoughts on that news there? And if nobody really want to touch on that, man, just what's your closing thoughts for the night or whatever you want to speak on?
Real quick, I want to kind of tie some things together with Monster, with Inoue.
Yeah,
and what we got going on this weekend on the Keyshawn Davis undercard, Ray Salim is fighting.
Ray Salim, yeah.
Ray Salim
lost to Goodman. Goodman beat him in Australia.
Right? So Ray Salim hasn't fought in a year and a half, but Goodman, after he gave Ray Salim his first loss, Goodman went on to accumulate 4 more wins, 3 of them by knockout. And suddenly Sam Goodman has a title shot against Naoya Monster in Awao this Christmas Eve. So it's kind of funny how all that ties together. Ray Salim, I talk with him on DM, like, I'm not like great friends with him or anything, but he's responded to me. I respond to him. I talk to him, and he was that guy, but now Sam Goodman is that guy getting that crazy multi-figure title shot coming up here on Christmas Eve against Monster, and to have Riyadh season involved in that, because they're going to be involved in it, is going to be kind of crazy. So my final thoughts on the whole weekend, I'm glad we have multiple cards. I love having to shuffle between different cards to see different fights. I love having to rewatch fights. I love having something extra to watch that night after fights cards are over and early in the morning when I wake up. I'm a 5-hour sleeper, so I don't sleep much.
Yeah,
I have to be up at 4:30 in the morning, and right now it's 11. So after this, I'll get off and relax a little bit, and then I'll go to sleep and wake up in the morning to go to work. But I just love having all the extra boxing to watch this weekend. We have a bunch of competitive fights. As
3 cards.
we've all broken it
On
down.
Friday.
That we've all broken it down. There's so much stuff going on this weekend that it's like it's a sensory overload, and I'm excited for it. And this is what boxing's all about. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, always a pleasure, my brother. Thank you.
Cards, Maniac. Don't forget about Pro Box.
Yes.
Oh,
Pro Box also got some action. Pablo Valdez.
yes. Against Nicholas Floss.
On the 9th.
Nicholas Floss. They were supposed to be Jojo Diaz and Comey, but I think something happened with Comey. So, man, it's a lot of boxing.
It's Walters.
Nicholas Walters, yes. Excuse me, not Comey. Yeah, I knew it was one of them. They similar. But
I'm gonna go quick.
Go ahead.
I'm happy for Inoue. Inoue stepping up. He's gonna get this. He's gonna get more of this international love. Hopefully, we can get him back to the States, which they said they're working on doing that. Sometime maybe next year, 2025. So I'm looking forward to that. This other card that they got that's in the works between Lara and Hazam. That's going to be I think that's a good fight. I think it's a 50-50. I think Lara got a lot of genuine, ring IQ. He's a dog. He's a OG in the game. And now we're going to see if Hazam is like Exe, if he's really been faking the funk or he's really one of those. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see. Man. And we forgot one thing, fellas. Very, very important. Got to give a shout out and a big congratulations to my girl, Gabriela Fundora, for being the youngest undisputed women's champion in the 4-belt era.
Yeah, that's how when you logged off for a little while. Yeah, we spoke about it.
I'm super excited for her with that, man. That's definitely a
knockout win too. She did it in knockout
win, man. These Fundoras is different. Her and her brother.
All right,
Mo, real quick. You and who else are coming down to Philly?
It's gonna be me, X, and Uno. We listen. Send me.
Are you guys coming? Are you guys gonna go to the? I'm not going to the fight, but I'm going to the media workout. Not the workout, the press conference at Friday.
Now we're coming. We're coming in. We're gonna be there Saturday morning. We're gonna be there Saturday early. Probably get there like 12 noon, 12:30, depending on that traffic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, traffic sucks. All right, well, I know if you guys are going to be here Friday to go to the open weigh-ins and press conference, like the day before. It's Friday night. It's 5 o'clock at the 2300 Arena, which is a small local arena where they could put on fights.
ECW, baby, that's the ECW arena.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's where at 5 o'clock on Friday night, that's where the press conference is. I'm gonna head over there, but I'm not going to the fights on Saturday.
I wish I would. I wish I could though. But listen, let's link up. Maybe we could get something to eat and link up and chill. Even though you're not going to the fight, it'd be good to meet you in person, brother.
Look, I love to eat.
we some foodies, so that works.
No upset when we go to Atlanta, man. That he gonna have everything set up for us to feast everything.
Sure, I'll take you to the spot in Philly.
Norb's in the A. Oh yeah, I love the A. Norb's you in the A?
OTX. OTX.
Oh yeah, we gotta come out there. OTX, man.
Sure, let me know. I'm out here, bro.
OTX on November 22nd. My boy Nathan Lugo is back on that card right there.
The Punisher.
Yeah. So, all right, man. So we're good then, I guess. Listen.
Yeah. Shout out to my brothers, man. Good show.
Yeah.
Good show once again. Shout out to Absolute Norbs for joining as always. Brother X. We miss you. Miss my bros. And then once again, I just wanna once again, I just wanna shout out my baby girl, LJ. What's up, baby girl? I hope this surgery works out for you.
She good.
We're gonna get back. We're gonna get these eyes right. You heard? So daddy loves you. And shout out to my brothers. Yeah.
She gonna be back, bro. She gonna be seeing 40/40 vision when she done, bro.
Yeah. Good looking, y'all. Good looking. All right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here.
All right, brother. Salute.